Don't wanna let you down. Don't wanna wear no crown. Go on and take my pride, bury it in the ground. 'Cause I am a criminal. We're a broken soul. Darling, bring me home. I'm alright. By your side. I'm alright. By your side.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Living Uncaged. I am Toya, and this is a beautiful
Amanda Miller.
Amanda is in the house. Amanda, thank you so much for being here for this episode.
You are welcome. Thank you for having me back.
You're so welcome. Before we get started, I absolutely have to introduce to you one of my favorite local artists. His name is Noah Roush. Noah, what's up?
How's it going, Toya?
Pretty good. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Honored to be here.
Yes. Tell us. You were just singing the song Criminal.
Yes, Criminal. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and where we can find that song.
Well, Criminal is, kind of self-explanatory. Kind of, it's a song that, introspective, melancholy, but has a good feel to it, I think. You can find that song on iTunes, Amazon.com. My name is Noah Roush, R-A-U-C-H. And I'm also going to be giving away some music free. So
Yeah, you are.
stay tuned for that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited. Noah is actually going to be playing for us later on in the show, and then he's going to close us out, and I'm pumped. I absolutely am thrilled that you're here. I remember, when I first met you, I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
And so, I love seeing what you're up to. And again, thank you for saying yes.
Oh, thanks for asking. My pleasure.
All right. Next up,
He's adorable.
we are going to. He is so adorable, right? I know. While we were practicing or getting ready for the show, I said, Noah, you've given everybody where they can find your music. Tell all the beautiful ladies out there where they can find a headshot of you. And he said,
I'm taken. Sorry.
he's taken, but if you like the way he looks, you can go to his
Instagram,
and he said you can stalk him. He's open to that as well.
Yeah, I'm open to it. Absolutely.
But just online, not in real life.
Just online, not in real life. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
And so let's go ahead and take a little bit of time to thank our sponsor tonight. Very special sponsor tonight is in the house.
Yes.
Drum roll. I think it deserves a drum roll. Boom.
He's actually the reason that the show is even on.
That is the truth.
Yeah. So we thankfully are here with the amazing, the one and only Steady Ready, a.k.a. Chris Carson.
Chris Carson!
Yes. He's back there hiding.
He's covered up right now.
He's not switching it over too.
Yeah. Look at that. We love you, Chris. Jack Nabbit. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about Steady Ready. He is phenomenal in the field. He's like an expert here in Dayton when it comes to cinematography, live streaming. He is
live. Obviously, we're doing the live streaming here, and he's creating just this whole multi-camera, getting close. He's making our Facebook Lives really professional, which is awesome. He's also one of the best cinematographers that I've worked with in the area, actually from anywhere. He's an artist. When it comes to filmmaking, he really is. He creates amazing pictures. And he also does phenomenal commercials. So if you're in the local area, are you ready to go steady? Seriously, you want to call him if you have a commercial that you want made.
not even a commercial.
No.
If you like music, and you just like to dance, and you would like Carson to make a music video for you, or perhaps you're an artist, Noah, if you need a music video, Steady Ready is the person to go to. I'm going to take a minute and say hi to a few people that are on the air. Ramsey, what's up? How are you? And then there's my mom. She's so faithful. She's like one of the faithful viewers. So hi, Mom.
And my husband, Jake,
Aw.
is on. Hi, sweetie.
Hi, Jake. So we're going to take a little minute, and we're going to watch Carson's Reel. Now that I did my shout out, we'll take some time to watch Carson's Reel, and you guys can see what all he is about. Hi, Heather.
And you gotta love live, whether it's on network television or, here.
You just have to
On
be ready
Facebook.
to roll with it, no
that's
matter
life.
what.
It's life.
It is life.
So what we'll probably do if we aren't able to get his reel up during the course of the show, we'll make sure that we put in a link so that you guys can click on it and see it. It's 2.5 minutes of awesome.
Yep, it is. So you were telling me about Scott's party that you attended and raised $800 for
Yes.
FOA.
So if you watched last week's show, and if you didn't, you can go back and watch it. I love, it's easy to watch repeats on Facebook. But Scott Stone was on here, and he was sharing how he wanted to celebrate his 30th birthday by having his party at the Bright Side, which is a brand new venue just off of 3rd Street downtown in Dayton. And he really didn't want to have his party at Brightside, but he really wanted to have it mean something to contribute to the community.
The community, which is great.
Yes, and so what he chose to do is raise money for FOA, again, Families of Addicts. And what's really kind of cool is out of one party, it was like 3-4 hours, he raised $800 for Families of Addicts, and that's going to, I don't even remember what all it was going to enable them to do, but it's going to make a really big difference. So thank you, Scott. And I really love the idea of having your birthday really reach out and touch other people.
Yeah, I know that had to have been very special to Lori. Just community coming together, which is, again, I will say the reason why I do the show. The reason why I do the show is to bring community together, to create opportunities where you can serve, where you can volunteer, and just to really get to know what's happening in Dayton and out in the surrounding areas. There's so many beautiful organizations, businesses that are really out making a difference in the lives of others. So we're actually here at the Life Enrichment Center. It is the home of Families of Addicts. And so we are thrilled and we are excited to have Lori in the house. So Lori, if you want to come join us.
Yay!
Yay!
And in case we didn't mention it earlier, we do have a live studio audience tonight.
Woo!
Yay! Can we scoot over?
All right, Lori, I just want to say thank you on behalf of Living Uncaged. You have been so supportive and really it's been encouraging on our part to have you sponsor us twice.
Well, I love what you guys are doing because I feel like community is huge. Connecting our people in recovery to community is something that I'm passionate about. I'm not sure that we're doing a completely effective job with that as a, in the recovery community. But like I said, so what you guys are doing is passionate to me too. So
That's great.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I love that we're all coming together. Here we are sitting at a table talking about an issue that's really important to all of us.
Right.
And so tell me a little bit about Families of Addicts, how it got started, and what's going on with it.
Basically, what y'all need to know is I'm a person in long-term recovery myself from my substance use disorder, meaning that I haven't had a drink or a drug for over 11 years now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and so as a result of all that, I'm a good mom. I've been a good employee. Am now the founder and executive director of FOA. And so what happened is my recovery experience did not prepare me for when I found out that my daughter was using heroin. And, sometimes I say, is that the day that I should have said, oh, you're an addict, there's the door. Because, our friends are very quick to tell us what we should be doing, right? So, but as a result of me talking with her and learning the culture and learning why she did the things that she did and or didn't do, and really myself navigating all of my own feelings. You know, families get very frustrated and worried, and we don't know how to best support them. And she wound up being my biggest educator on where the system was honestly broken and why things were working and why they weren't. And so I started thinking about all the people that didn't have any recovery experience whatsoever, because if I was mystified, where were they? And as a result, kind of on a whim, I started FOA back in October of 2013.
Wow.
So we started with 6 people in a pack of Twizzlers in Heber Heights.
I love it.
I told Mike the first time, I wasn't being negative, just realistic. I said, when nobody shows up, we'll just put up a flyer and we'll go to Waffle House. And we had like 6 people show up, and I really wasn't prepared. But it was great. And so from there, really the intention was to provide support based on our experiences. The intention was to always have people that were struggling or in recovery part of our group, because my daughter educated me more than anyone. So from the very beginning, it was always all of us in the same room teaching each other. And so from there, I saw the movie The Anonymous People, and that got me on fire for speaking up and being an advocate for recovery. And I was like, yeah, we can do this. We can't solve a problem no one's talking about.
Right.
And so that's how we came completely like not anonymous whatsoever. And, we've had 4 really successful rallies now, to where our last one we had over 2,000 people, 50 resources, great music, all different kind of resources, because the one thing that I did learn is that there is not one pathway to recovery. And what works for one may not work for another. So FOA is hugely passionate about being non-judgmental about if you have a better quality of life and you've made progress, tell us how you're doing that, because whatever you're doing may help someone else, even if it's not the way I would do it.
Yeah.
And so, we bring in all different kinds of resources, and a result of that, with the relationships that I've developed in the community, we are able to get people connected to treatment really quickly. And even non-treatment related things, like I once had a guy who was getting fired for having his wages garnished for child support. And so I got him connected with the Volunteer Lawyers Project. And so if they're not getting a call back, a lot of times people don't get a call back, I will get on the phone or email and say, hey, Johnny's looking for a call. And that's how it happens, is through relationships, as you guys know. So really the 3 things that we're really excelling at is the support, the advocacy, and then the resources that we provide. I do a lot of one-on-ones. People call me all the time. It amazes me that they still don't know who to call for help. And or if they know who, they don't want to talk to those people. Like, I don't know, maybe they're afraid their name's going to go on a list or something. You go, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, but we get a lot of calls. And so we have since trained 9 people to be parent coaches through the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids. And so we have some really clear-cut strategies that were innate to me but might not be innate to others that are helping, because we're growing organically is what's happening. Billy has helps people all day, every day, and that's as a result of his being part of FOA. And so since we're growing organically, I kind of wanted to like rein that in a little bit. And so we've developed these strategies, and really where we're going from here is really our goal is to sustain and expand what we already have. We're already in 5 counties right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what, 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years.
That's
so
great. What counties are you in?
We're in Miami County, Clark County, Shelby County, and Dark County right now.
Okay.
And I've actually started 13 of these. I think I counted them up, 13. So if 5 are still going, that means 8 didn't. And so we have identified what's working and what doesn't. So just because people want FOA doesn't mean that you can have it. It's a lot of work. And so it's on the ground. It's boots on the ground, helping people and being there where you're needed, when you're needed. So we've identified these 10 criteria, and Van Wert is coming on next. And I've got a guy named Scott who may or may not be watching, who is really passionate about bringing it to, I want to say it's Monroe County, somewhere, or Huron, up north somewhere. Okay. And so really, you know, our need is really capacity building. We are growing really rapidly, and a strategic planner might say you need to like cut that back and focus. But the thing is, people are wanting this, and we're having a crisis now.
Right.
So I want to give them what they're wanting, and so that's where I have a problem putting on the brakes.
Yeah.
So.
And that's where you need more people.
That's where we need, well, and what we need is we need like self-starting people. Like at Scott's party, I met John, who created the OB, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And I was like so amazed with him. And we were talking, and he said, he goes, you know, I get people, because I said, this must be kind of a journey for you too, because I mean, I'm a graphic artist that started a support group, basically. And, you know, and so I've had to grow into learning about nonprofits and leadership and all these things. And so I said, it must be kind of the same for you, because as I understand, he was a student that invented this great thing. And he said, yeah, it has been. But he said, I have people that reach out and say, you know, I want to help. And so he'll say, okay, well, you know, go to Medicaid and figure out how we can get this like covered by Medicaid. And then they'll come back and they'll say, well, you know, who should I contact, and, you know, what should I say, and all of these things. And it's like, well, you know, you wanted them to take the project on themselves and figure it out.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we're at, where we need some self-starters. And we've identified 7 or 8 committees that would accomplish what we need to, one of them being site replication. We need a committee to help me replicate these sites, you know, because people are asking. I'm getting calls from out of state as well. I've got a lady in Delaware and like Montana and like all over. So if I want to deliver FOA to other communities that are asking for it, I need a committee that's wanting to help me do that, so that when someone contacts me, we have a process of what that person's going to go through to vet them and then get them engaged and go through that process.
Absolutely.
Got it. So what you're looking for, not just self-starters, but people who aren't afraid to go out and maybe fall on their face a little bit and then go, that didn't work, and get back up again and go, well, what about this way?
Yeah. Or, you know, develop the process and then present it. Hey, how does this look? Does this, you know, obviously I would need to work with them, because there's a lot of it is up here,
Yeah.
which is a little bit of a problem. But you know, so that, you know, through working together, they can. Like, I guess I'm not a process person. I'm like a visual designer.
Yeah. Yeah. So you
You know.
need someone that can come and support you and manage the process that it's going to take to get you where you really see FOA being.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. So if you can help in any way with FOA, and if you're great with what organization?
Yeah, organization, organizational development, because we're going so rapidly. So that's one of the things we're needing is really we Wright State students are working on a strategic plan for us.
Oh, great.
Great.
Right. So implementing that plan would be great. And I mean, like I said, we've identified these committees, so anybody who is interested can contact Mike. I think he's in charge of.
Is he here?
Mike Foster.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
Mike back there. Wave to the camera, Mike. What's up?
Yeah, I think his email is, what is it, foa.mike4@gmail.com.
Awesome.
Plus, if there's anyone who really is interested in stepping in and making a difference, not only just for the people in recovery, ultimately that's making a difference for the entire community and could be the difference that it makes in your own family. So if you're looking and thinking, I'm interested in that, and you missed the email or whatever, feel free to message Living Uncaged directly. We'll definitely put you in contact with who you need to be connected with.
You know, on a last note, too, our website, foafamilies.org, anyone can get on there, and there's ways to contact me. The email goes straight to me, and get connected that way. And then also, you know, we've identified that just to put on the Dayton meeting alone, it costs about $232 a week to do that. So if you divide that by an average of 85 people, because we do have every bit of probably 75 to over 100 coming every week right here. So if anybody wants to help support us being able to continue to have our meetings and really, just keep doing what we're doing, we we sat down and we said, well, what are we really doing? Well, we're improving the quality of a lot of people's lives, right? But we educate, we empower, and we embrace anyone who walks through the door. And that includes anybody who may not even, who just wants to come and get educated. Awesome. And so for Scott's party, 300 of that is going to pay for our rent here, because we pay $300 a month rent. So 300 was for the rent. 300 is going to go to our birthday blessings fund, hardship fund, which was created out of a family member saying, instead of my birthday, I want you to donate to FOA. And so that process of having people in lieu of presents give donations to us goes into a special fund to where people come to us with needs. And it's not something that we advertise, but they will have a need and we try to fulfill that need. That's and great. So we've gotten pregnancy tests, we've gotten bus passes, we've paid for medication-assisted treatment for a certain amount of time for a gal who was pregnant and in transition and didn't want to transition her before the baby was born. So things like that. So that's huge to have, to be able to put more money into that fund. And then 200 went to our Clark County site so that they were on hand with us there so that they can also continue. They had 61 at their meeting tonight. So they're really ramping up over there and kind of feeling the pressure that I've been feeling.
And then the one in Clark County is in Springfield.
That's in Springfield. Yep.
Okay.
And on our Facebook page, if you go to our Facebook page or our website, but Facebook, every week we put out an event for each site that has a meeting. And that way you can find out what our topic is going to be, especially with winter coming. If you're not wanting to get out of the house or debating, you can see what the topic is. Yeah, I want to hear that, or no, I don't. On our website, we don't do that because that would be a lot of maintenance for me. So we just list where all of the meetings are located with a link to the location of where they're at.
Perfect.
Great.
You know what? We're going to take a quick break. I want to continue this conversation, and I want to jump into a question that's really important to me. We were at the last week's meeting that you guys had here, and one thing that I really loved about it is that it was real talk. Like you were honest with of how things, with an expectation that you had, and I just thought that that's so powerful. That's really powerful. And I was sitting there thinking, how can I contribute? How can I be this person, this everyday person? How can I help bridge the gap? And so that's the question that I want to take on is how can I, someone in the community, everyday person, bridge the gap between someone dealing with addiction and recovery. So that's the question that we're going to take on right after we watch this Steady Ready Reel.
Yay, we got it going now.
Yeah, we'll be back. And that is the amazingness of Chris Carson of Steady Ready. And again, if you need any live streaming done, if you need a professional high-end commercial shoot done, or just to find out more about what he does, go ahead and you can click on his Facebook page, Steady Ready, and you can send him a message and all that good stuff, or you can find him at steadyready.com. So hope you guys enjoyed that. And Chris Carson, thank you so much for all that you do for us and making the show successful week after week. We love you very much. And so let's take on that question and give the audience and viewers, give you guys an opportunity to chime in. We have a live audience. And again, thank you guys for being here. This is important conversation to me. Yeah, it deserves a dance. Yeah, it really does. Right. This is important conversation to me. I feel like sometimes it occurs to me like I'm in a foreign world and I don't know what to do or how to be of support. And so the question is how do we begin to bridge that gap, the everyday person, and the person that's dealing with addiction and recovery. So this is an opportunity for you guys, if you have any any advice or anything that you want to contribute. Not only are you contributing it to me, but you're contributing it to the viewers. And you're really making a difference for a community that's like, I want to make a difference, but I don't know what to do. So, Lori, let's start with you. What is a way that you see to bridge the gap? How can we do that? How can I support you?
I think one of the biggest gaps that we have is people that are uneducated, right? So, I'm on a little bit of a little rant last week about our recovery people being nicer, and where that comes from is you can see Facebook threads. Social media can be really powerful, or it can be really good, and it can be really bad. I mean, this is really good what we're doing here, but then there's opportunities where there will be a news clip on Fox 45 or whatever, and there's just all these derogatory comments. I'm sure you guys have read it. It's just awful comments. After
they
the
make me cringe.
Yeah, and so I feel like those are the people that we need to basically pray for, because we can't change everybody's opinion and mindset on this. So if people are asking what can we do, one thing that you can do is come to FOA and experience what the education that we're providing, or at least open your mind to realizing that that at a certain point people don't have a choice. It is an illness. What I like to say is that addiction is a chronic illness that has no cure, but it has a solution. Right? I think that, and that's in the Anonymous People. I stole that. And so, look at it from separating the addiction from the person. Yeah, is really, so that we're not being judgmental. And when I said, is this the time that I was supposed to kick my daughter out? Because our friends and our families have all types of things that we should be doing as a family member. So a way you could bridge the gap is if one of your friends or one of your family members comes to you because they're so heavy with what's going on with their loved one or their friend, is maybe just the first clue would be to just listen. Instead of, well, what a loser. Like, I don't know, do you really want that in your house? Or, all those kinds of, actions that aren't very positive. So really just understanding it more, listening more, and getting educated so that we're not perpetuating the negativity about it. And with you guys, lift up Dayton. Dayton has so many great things to offer, and honestly, I'm thinking about having you guys.
It really does, yeah.
Thinking about having you guys come to a meeting actually and tell us about some of those things, because again, I don't feel like our recovery people are getting exposed enough to the mainstream community. Now, however, the mainstream may or may not want them there if they knew who they were.
Well,
I'm totally serious about that.
I get that,
absolutely.
and here's the thing: the mainstream community probably wouldn't want a lot of us there if all of our dark secrets, were shown. Right. And it just so happens that if you're dealing with some kind of substance abuse disorder, that just happens to be a little bit more out. You aren't able to hide that maybe quite as well as other things.
I know, I just want to, thank you for sharing that, Amanda. You're absolutely right. If everyone knew things that I do and that I hide in who I am in my house, behind closed doors that my husband and my kids see, you might not want me at your event either. But in being real and authentic in this conversation, there is, and I'm telling on myself, I'm guilty.
Of what?
I'm guilty of being I know, I'm sorry. I'm crying. I'm I can't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Of being judgmental.
Oh, yeah.
And being there's a fear involved. I'm gonna love, but I'm gonna love like this,
where it's not so messy.
Not so messy. Yeah. It's not so intimate. I don't have to be involved. And I say
inconvenient.
Or inconvenient. And I say it because there's this fear that I realize as I'm building a relationship with someone that is very important to me that is dealing with addiction. There's this fear of loss. I have to love and to lose.
Right.
And so I had this conversation with my husband, we're going to build this relationship, which is what I want to do, and I want to bring this person close to me and introduce him to my family and have him in my home. and there almost seems like there's a risk involved in doing that.
Well, there is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real
honestly,
risk depending on where they're at. So that's one reason where the education comes in. Because if someone is in active addiction, and these guys can tell you that they could actually wind up manipulating you, and you're just having a really kind heart and not knowing any better. So, so there is risk with that, and so that's why I say to really get educated and learn about, you know, what it is that you're thinking about doing. And so I'm not saying don't bring them in your home, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if someone is active addiction and is calling you for money or wanting to come to your house and wander around, yeah, I would be kind of concerned about that.
And he is in recovery. He's doing well. And I guess there's still that fear there for me, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's a world that I don't know about. Just the fear really of loving, because I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want to lose him. I love him a lot.
One of the things that we were taught in our parent coaching that I think we forget about a lot is open-ended questions. So a lot of times we ask questions that have a yes or no answer. But if you train yourself to ask, and you with your like who, what, where, how, why, you know, if you ask questions that aren't a yes or no answer, it really helps you to understand them better and gets them talking with you, so you can better develop a conversation and rapport with them to like listen to understand. So maybe we could see what Scotty looks like. He's got something he wants to say.
Scott, bring it on. yeah, grab the mic, please.
So you had mentioned that, you know, your fear of losing, you know, afraid to love. And I don't know, somebody may have quoted this, but it just popped in my head. But for me, it's like, it's better to love and to lose than to lose and never loved at all.
Right.
For me, that was my biggest ingredient that was missing in my life, was that love. And knowing what that word actually means. Because today, I can actually love somebody until they learn to love themselves. That was something that I never had for me. And if I did, I was too caught up in my active addiction to even see that there was any of that love around. Even when I was being loved from a distance, there was still an element of love there.
Yeah.
But I was just too wrapped up to see all that.
Got it.
So never stop, if I could suggest, never stop loving.
No.
Period. Because that emotion in itself is raw and it's pure.
Yeah.
Just like hate, you know. But positivity is going to breed positivity. Negativity is going to breed negativity. And to be on this side of the fence today, being able to share that love. And a lot of people look at me like, dude, you look like you just robbed a liquor store. What do you mean? Loving. But, you know, they would be surprised once you get to know somebody, you know, that you could really, perception isn't always reality.
Yeah.
So,
Amen.
you know.
That's so true. So when you talk about love, like we took this person out to dinner and we were just sharing in conversation and really getting to know this person. I said, what can we do? What do you need from us? And he said, this. Like just this. This is all that I need. So when you think of love and support, for you, is that like what is important and what you needed from an everyday person?
In the beginning, yes, that sense of belonging to something.
Okay.
Acceptance.
Got it.
That was my biggest struggle, was I just couldn't fit in anywhere. Even with my own family, I've always felt out of place and uncomfortable. But today, like I have all of that and more. Like I can't put a price on my recovery. It's priceless. I can't put a price on, you know, the amount of love somebody has for me or the amount of love I have for somebody else. Like, it's genuine today. That's not just a word for me.
Right.
You know, it's the real deal.
That's really good. Thank you for sharing, Scott. And I just want to acknowledge you and congratulate you on your recovery. How long have you been in recovery?
Yesterday marks 22 months.
Congratulations. Yay. Awesome. Does anyone else have anything that they'd want to share?
Hey, Cynthia. Hello. Cynthia Conley.
Oh.
She's
Hi,
our-
Cynthia. Oh, love my FOA family. Anyone? Noah, did you have something?
Yeah, I had a question actually.
Go ahead.
You know, it's interesting because the homeless community here has grown, and I didn't know if you could inform us or tell us, is there an overlap with the homeless community and what can we do for the homeless community? Like, because often I feel when I give money to a homeless person, there's that voice in my head that's like, they're going to buy drugs. I don't want to support that. Is that accurate? What is the best? Is there an overlap that you see? Is there a best route for remedying that situation? How would you handle that kind of situation?
The homeless?
Yeah.
I actually give them money. Because I figure that I don't really care where they're spending it, but they're out there and they don't. I mean, it's usually not a lot, but I just, now that I know what I know, I think extending a hand makes them feel like they're worth something, like they matter, and maybe one of those times they will decide to do something different.
Awesome.
That's great.
Awesome.
But they have to be standing in the right spot when the car stops in order for me to do that. If they're way over here, I can't
Yeah.
so that's one of the tricks on their side. But I mean, that's how I feel.
That's great.
About it. I mean, housing is a real problem here, and I would love to start affordable housing, not just for people in recovery, but for anyone who has a challenge of needing affordable housing. And so that's like not really on our goals and objectives, but it's, and I've told keep it to that, but
Right.
it's a really huge need. And I do have a partner if we can find someone who would take the project on.
Awesome.
That's awesome. So is there, oh, go
I was
ahead.
just going to say, no, that's a great question. And
Yeah.
Lori, thank you for.
Yeah, so just as far as
Changes
the
my- changes my
panhandling,
mind.
I mean, I give them money.
Yeah, I love it.
Doesn't matter. I mean, what they're doing with it's not my.
a gift
Place.
is a gift.
A gift is a gift, and it's extending your hand.
I mean, maybe they're going to use it for food for their kids. Like, I don't know, you know.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking that question, Noah.
Yeah. So I was just wondering if there's anyone else who wanted to share what you can see that would just make a real difference. And you know, we talked about loving. So like, what does that look like? I mean, is there anybody back there that?
What you can do as far as helping to stop the epidemic, to make a difference in the addicts' lives. A person that is in active addiction doesn't want to be there. You know, it's not something that we chose. You know, hey, this is I want to be an addict when I grow up. That's, you know, it's not like that. So, like Laura said, it's education. It's first off finding out what the addict needs. And everybody's different, like she said. But then if you break it all down, you have a general need that all the addicts need. They need to be well. They need to get out of addiction, or however you want to classify it or say it. But the problem is that dope is really easy to get. When you're in addiction and you need to function, whether you're a parent or you need to get up and go to work, you need to take care of your kids, you need to go to school, whatever the case may be. You know, addiction is not prejudice to anybody. So in order to function in everyday life as an addict, you need dope every day. And it's real easy to get dope. Here in Dayton or in California, it doesn't matter. It's real easy to get. So to turn left or to go away from the addiction and to get help, the bridge that needs to be gapped is the help basically has to be pretty much as easy to get as the dope is. Because as a person, if I'm an addict and I wake up and I'm dope sick and I got $20 in my pocket, I can call my dope boy and he's going to bring me dope. As an addict, if I've been an addict for a long time, I probably don't have a car. Some people don't have a place to live, homeless, or on somebody else's phone. I mean, you're down there, you're down low. But if I can get a phone, if I can borrow his phone, I got $20 in my pocket, I can get well and I can function that day. But I can't pick up the phone and call an addiction center and have them come to me and help me. So we have that gap that's so far, that bridge that's so far away that needs to be filled, which is we have to get the help right here. It's easy to get as the dope is. If I can't call and get help, I'm calling and getting dope because I need to function that day.
Yeah.
So however you want to do it, a mobile center, on a dispatch unit, whatever the case may be. You know, I'm an addict. I can't break it all down and make it all work. There's people out there that are smart enough to do that, that have the ability to do it, that have the resources to do it. anything, get hold of Lori, network, whatever the case may be. Somebody needs to do it though, because that's the only thing that I feel as an addict is going to even touch the end.
That's really good. Thank you for sharing that. That's really great.
Can I just piggyback off that a little bit?
Yeah.
I actually work at a treatment center, and if you call and you need help, we will come and pick you up. We've driven as far as Chicago to pick somebody up and bring them to our facility.
Whoa.
Good job. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few issues with that, though. You know, obviously, you have private insurance, state insurance. That's the key, is
Yeah.
the insurance, being
Yeah.
affordable. Because not all of us can afford insurance. Not all of us, even if we can't afford it, some of us don't even qualify for state insurance. So now you're stuck.
Right.
But to kind of go back to your love, what's that look like? That's an action word. Just like my recovery, I can't talk somebody into sobriety. I have to lead by example. Oh, that's what recovery looks like. So, you know, and when Lori was saying we have to be careful what we put on Facebook and how we carry ourselves, like that's a good point. I did a lot of reflecting after that meeting last Wednesday, and but it was good. It was enlightening, and it made me look at a few things. Like, there's a lot of accountability in my life now. So, you know, do as I do, not as I say, kind of thing. Because people, you know.
People can talk all day, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell somebody about a good movie, but, you know,
Yeah.
it'd be better if they seen it for
They saw the
themselves.
movie.
Right.
So,
what I'm hearing, you know, not only with you, Lori, but, you know, everyone, is that love is about connection. Being connected to opportunities to have treatment, being connected to your family, being connected to really knowing who you can be outside of any substance. And I mean, because you can, drugs as a whole, whatever it is, but to like really feel like you belong somewhere and being connected in some kind of fabric where you can go, okay, I look around and I go, I've got people who have my back.
yeah, exactly. Because my love in the day was drugs and alcohol. Because I couldn't find it anywhere else. But once I started to find that in people, and, you know, and I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, then, you know, that opened up a whole new world to me. You know, and where I've gone in this short amount of time is just it leaves me speechless because I shouldn't even be here right now. So
I'm glad you
Glad
are.
you're here. Yeah, we can take you, Billy. Yeah, we have time for one more question, so please. I think I love, too, like, bridging that love is being generous. Love is generosity. It is extending that hand. It is giving. It's setting aside judgments that you have and really just being the space of generosity for
Think
people
like a generous heart almost
Yeah,
to me,
right.
and the generous heart is going to play out differently for wherever you are at. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? Whether it's an action, whether it's, you know, something tangible or whatever. So, but just like have that generous heart.
I love that.
And the helping heart, that's what I was talking about last week, is that if we post about almost how I've got this but you don't, so this is what you need to do kind of a thing, we lose our ability to be helpful to people. And that's kind of what I was, you know, kind of like trying to teach last week, was that even though we may be proud of where we're at or whatever we're doing, when we expect others to be at that same place and they may not be, and we kind of put that out there, then we lose our ability to be helpful. So like generous helping heart. So anyway.
Go ahead, Billy.
Hi,
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing good. Okay, so
Good.
I'm gonna try to take it back a little bit and touch on address something that you mentioned earlier. You're talking about bridging that gap between people in recovery addiction community versus people not, right? So to me, the number one obstacle there is the stigma, right? So
Yes.
that's an uphill battle in the dark. You know, it's kind of hard to find out what's working and what's not, because it's going to be different with every person in every group. What I found to be the most effective, though, and this is one of the things I absolutely love the most about FOA, is that, because we really, really encourage this, is when I get up in front of somebody, one-on-one or in a group, and tell them my story. I put a face on it. I put a person. Now they have a name. I'm not Addict. I'm Billy.
Yeah.
Right. That makes a
Yeah.
huge difference. That makes a connection, and I actually feel and this is just my opinion here, but I feel as far as bridging that gap goes, I really feel like the responsibility rests with the people in recovery. When I needed help, I needed them to come to where I was. Okay, so now the situation's reversed a little bit. The people that don't understand what's going on, all right, I have to go to where they're at. I feel like that responsibility is more with me personally as someone in recovery than, I mean, that's what I had to do with my family. I had to go to them and explain to them what was going on. And that's what I found to be the most effective is, I take that word addict away, and now I'm a person with a name that they can talk to and ask questions to. So
That's so great. Here's the thing, like, I love that you say you take that away. I have a problem of calling someone an addict because I really feel powerfully that it's creating something that they would live into. But if I can just say, hey, Billy, what's up? What is it that you're dealing with or what are you struggling with? It then creates a space that you're Billy and I'm Toya. Then I can say, oh, I get that, and Billy, this is what I'm dealing with. Like, that stigma for me is removed. And so this space is created where I can just have a conversation with Billy and listen to what he's dealing with, and then Billy gets to share space with me, and I get to share what I'm dealing with. It's not about like, oh my gosh, Billy the addict. It's Billy the person who deals with addiction.
Well, here's the thing, too, is that no matter where someone is, even though there might be risks inviting people into your home that we talked about earlier, no matter where someone is on their journey, they have value. And a lot of times they don't feel like they do. And that's one of the things that I told you when my daughter educated me. I was listening, I was absorbing, I was actually somewhat fascinated with the things that she was sharing with me. And so really I feel like just respecting people for people. Yes. And letting them know that they matter and that they're worth loving no matter where they're at. It's not like once you get to this spot, then we're going to, no, from wherever they're at in their journey, whether it's actively using Journey, they are worth the time of day to have that generous heart.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to be here and having this conversation with you guys. And I want to let you guys know that you will be seeing me around a lot more, like on Wednesday nights when you guys get together, because I do want to be educated and I do want to know what's going on. And really, I just want to acknowledge you for what you guys are doing and for who you are, like the bravery and the courage and the strength that you guys are to me, like impacts me and it moves me and it really inspires me. So thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your time. Lori, we're going to roll your FOA video, and I'm going to grab a tissue or something real fast. So here is Lori's FOA, Families of Addicts video. Enjoy it, guys. Get involved.
FOA has given me the opportunity to get out in the community and give back information to help them get where I'm at, what I've gone through, what I've had to do. It also helps me feel like I've become something more than just an addict. I don't have to be an addict for the rest of my life. To give me the understanding of where my family comes from when they've done some of the things they've done. We're doing it because they cared. Seeing the growth since coming here, she's gained a lot of trust in me. It's had a big impact. It's given her a comfort in knowing that she can come here and communicate with everybody else and know that she's not alone. She doesn't have to be embarrassed for what she's done. She comes here knowing that she's not going to be judged. Yeah, it's like almost like home for her.
All right, Noah, thank you again for being part of the audience and for contributing in conversation. I really appreciate that. Wasn't that some great conversation? Really impactful. Yeah, thank you guys. So impactful, and I've learned so much just in that short amount of time with you guys, so thank you. What are you about to sing for us, Noah?
I'm going to sing a song called Daylight off of my album Until Our Day.
Tell me a little bit about Daylight.
Daylight, I wrote it. I was at a park and I was kind of feeling a little blue, and I looked up and saw this old man, and he was wearing a red shirt, and he looked like he was having the greatest day of his life, and he was walking. And I kind of imagined what I wanted in my life through him, and wrote a song about it. So it's Daylight.
Perfect. And where can they find this Daylight?
On iTunes, again, Noah Rauch, R-A-U-C-H. Until Our Day is the full album, or you could just look up the song Daylight. So
Perfect. Enjoy, guys.
thank you. An old mountain rat walks by slow, and his hands fly free like he's headed home. Would you tell me what you know to be beautiful? I need a dose of that. He said, the day I found my wife, I looked her in the eyes, and I knew that it was love, and I knew that it was right. Well, there is a reason for changing seasons. Hold on to me. He said, the day we had our child, my God, my heart went wild, and I knew that it was love, and I knew that it was life. There is a reason for changing seasons. It keeps you free. I'll take you dancing in the daylight, and we'll dance all through the night. I'll take you dancing in the daylight, and we'll dance until we die. All is fine, darling, I don't know your face, don't even know your name, but I'm running as fast as my legs can carry me home. These scars are so, we'll have hearts of gold. One day I'll look in your eyes, and I'll hold you in my arms, and the skies will stay blue no matter what the storm. There is a reason for changing seasons. I'll keep you warm. I'll take you dancing in the daylight, and we'll dance all through the night. I'll take you dancing in the daylight, and we'll dance until we die. We'll dance until we die. Thank you all.
Thank you, Noah.
Great job, Noah. Stay right there because I want you to close out the show.
Awesome.
So I'm going to give part of this beautiful community. If you want to look at Scott here, we're going to give Scott an opportunity to say what's up. What's happening with you, Scott?
Well, I thought I was going to close out the show, but instead, Sunday at Wiley's Comedy Club. We're changing the joint name because that's a trigger for some people.
Okay.
So we're going back to club.
Got it.
I'm closing out the show. This is like the pinnacle of my comedy career, and probably the end of it as well. We'll have to see how this pans out, but there'll be some other funny comics there. Some of these are my mentors that I look up to in the comedy game. If you don't know, and I'm going to look at you now.
Yeah, look at him.
Dayton has some of the richest comedy that you will find. And if you want to see it, it's at Wiley's Comedy Club, 101 Pine Street, Sunday at 8 p.m. Yours truly, closing it out, along with some other beautiful comedians.
Yay! Cannot wait to see what you're up to, and I can't wait to laugh with you. I'm excited. Congratulations.
Keep your expectations low.
I will do that. Congratulations to you, Scott. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lori, again,
No
for giving
problem.
us this opportunity and for really, doing what you do and the difference that you're making. You are extraordinary, and we appreciate you.
I have to say that I have so many wonderful volunteers. A lot of them right there. They didn't even know what I wanted them here for, and they come because they know that if I'm asking, it's something important. And so many of our volunteers that are committed. It takes 20 a week to do the meeting here, in addition to all of the outreach events that we are invited to, all the speaking that we are invited to. Like, since addiction is everywhere, and the community wants us to be almost everywhere. So all of our volunteers, all of our donors that have supported us continually, and really just without all of them, I always say it might have been my idea, but it's well beyond just myself. And so really I have a great team behind us, and I'm just looking forward to, growing into where we're already are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just want to say, you said it was your idea, and you listened to it, and you took steps, you took actions. And that's the thing, guys, is that it doesn't matter who you are. If you have an idea that's going to serve other people, and you don't know how it's going to work or what it's going to look like on the other side, it doesn't matter. Do it anyway. Just do it. And that's part of, like we were talking about earlier, what it is to love. Like, just do it. If it is coming from a place of love and service, the universe will totally support you in it.
And who knew? Who knew? So be prepared for it to actually be successful.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I wasn't really prepared.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean,
it's
so many
working.
people, there's the thing, just so many people are being helped. So many people have found peace. It takes, the doctor should write a prescription for 3 times to come to FOA. We've had families come in completely broken. And by the 3rd time, they're hugging, smiling, laughing, and really, showing signs of having already a better quality of life as a result. And so, that's always
great.
really great to see.
That's great. Tell the community where they can find you. Are you guys here tomorrow night?
Yeah, we're going to be here tomorrow night, 7:30 to 9. A lot of people get here a little bit early. We have lots of great snacks and coffee and water, and a lot of mingling beforehand. And so 7:30 to 9 is when the actual meeting is. We're at 425 North Findlay Street, right here in this room. We take that wall down and we take over the whole thing. And tomorrow night, what is our topic? Well, I have a surprise, number one, but it's totally a good surprise. It's a good surprise.
They all got nervous.
No, we're actually going to give back to somebody that I actually adore and love. So she's coming, and so and then we're going to be talking about really the roller coaster ride of relapse and recovery and how we can take care of ourselves and better support our loved ones. And I do have a special guest coming who is an author to talk about her take on all of that. And so, yeah, it'll be a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a lot of great takeaways. So hope to see you tomorrow night. Again, anyone is welcome.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Lori, for being here. I want to give our shout out, give our thanks to Carson from Steady Ready. What up? Again, Carson, we love you so much. Thank you for all that you do. And for the crew, Davina, she's behind the camera. You can't see it. You can't see her, but she is faithful. She is here every week making things happen. Amanda, thank you so much, my love, for saying yes and for being here again.
It's my
There she is.
pleasure. It's my
Yes.
pleasure to be here.
And again, Scotty, I look forward to seeing you Sunday night at Wiley's Comedy
Club.
Club.
A bunch
At
of us
8
are
o'clock.
getting together. We're forming a team to a group of us to head out and support Scotty. So yeah, come on out.
Yeah.
Do we
I
get
look.
noisemakers if we come?
Oh my gosh, that would be really
He
great.
could.
That's the love that we were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, support. That's great. And so I look forward to it. Noah, knuckles to you, man. I love you so much. Thank you for saying yes too.
Love you too. Love
Thanks.
everything you all are doing. It's beautiful. So keep it up.
Thanks.
And
Noah.
thank you guys.
You're welcome. And
then-
with that, what do you have to say, Amanda?
I want to thank everyone who watches.
Yes, you guys
Yes.
commenting,
Seriously,
jumping on.
and who have watched through, like we said before, this is live, and sometimes technology likes to throw wrenches, and we really appreciate you sticking through like the hiccups and the speed bumps, because that's life, right?
Absolutely.
And not only thank you for watching, but thank you for what you're doing in your community. Thank you for what you're doing in your families. Thank you for the difference that you're making in your everyday life, because truly every single one of us who is alive is a miracle. And just by being alive, you're making a difference. And thank you. And just thanks for sticking on this road with us. And we look forward to seeing what this show, just kind of like what FOA has grown into something you didn't expect. Who knows what this is going to end up. So thank you very much. And like, comment, and share, because when you like, comment, and share, you also get entered into opportunities to win something, which we have a drawing, right?
We do, and I'll do that drawing tomorrow. So I'm going to
Okay.
go live tomorrow, and I'll draw the winners for the FOA sweatshirt and for the Project Cure gift bag that was on the show last week. So make sure you tune in when I go live so you can see if your name is drawn, okay?
And we don't know what you might win next week. We don't know yet.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. Surprises are good.
And I want to leave you with this. It was powerful tonight. Here's the one thing that I'm walking away with. When I think about living uncaged, it's tossing aside those judgments and really extending and being loved through generosity. And so it's powerful. Love unconditionally and be generous. We love you so much. Thanks for joining in. Noah is going to play. If you want to like him, give a thumbs up or something like that in the emoji, he will give you, we're going to pull a winner. So let me start over. As you like a thumbs up, or just
Yeah.
write, Noah, you're awesome, whatever it is, you're going to be put into a drawing, and we're going to pull your name, and you're going to win a free download from Noah.
Yeah, definitely. I'll get in touch with you and send you some music. So be good
Yeah.
to connect with you. So thanks for the love.
Awesome.
Yes.
Live generously, be love. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye. Love you
Bye.
guys.
I can remember the way your eyes look in the sun, the way her hair it comes undone in the wind. I can remember the way your smile lights up the sky, and the glimmer in your eye. Oh, let me in. If you want my heart, would you let me know? Darling, you're the one that I can't let go. And we'll run by my side. We'll go chasing all the stars in the sky. Don't you don't slow it down. We'll go burning our own trail. We finally know. want my heart, would you let me? No. Well, darling, you're the one that I can't let go. Well, honey, we talk for hours. I'll come down from your tower. We'll take it one breath at a time, one step at a time. Your hand in mine, your hand in mine. One breath at a time, one step at a time. Your hand in mine, your hand now. Darling, this is love. I won't give you up. I won't give you up. I won't give you up. Darling, this is love. I won't give you up. I won't give you up. I won't give you up. Just run. Thank you.